Hello everyone, welcome back to Julie Jules World. I'm so excited today for this project. I'm bringing you guys, I'm kind of switching it up. So today I'm going to bring you a personalized DIY traveler jewelry clutch or carrier, whatever one you want to call it. So let me show you, this is how the outside look. It's beautiful, guys. And let me show you the inside. There it is. Such a beautiful. This is the ring holder, the earring holder, and then you have 3 pieces of loop where you can hold your necklaces in. I put this elastic band here just so it won't be hanging out. Sorry, this is a pocket for the necklace to sit in. You can once again take this off and you can put your earrings inside of there and it snap back on. The same thing with this. You take this out, put your rings in there and snap it back on in there like that. And I love it. So this is what we're going to be making today. Let's go ahead and get into our tutorial. First things first, you're going to need your materials. So you're going to need 2 scrapbooking paper, and these 2 measures 7" by 12". Then you're going to need 2 strips of scrapbooking paper, which measures 6" by 3/4". You get 2 more strips of scrapbooking paper that measure 6" by 1.5". So you need 2 of those. We're going to do a lot of cutting today, guys. Then you're going to need 2 more strips of paper, which measures 4" by 2". And then you're going to need 6 more scrapbooking paper that measures 3.5" by 3/4". Okay, we're going to be getting our fabric. So get your fabric that you're going to be using. The base, I'm going to use this for the base, and this is going to be for the inside. Okay, the 2 7" by 12". And then you're going to need 2 strips of fabric, ring holder, which measures 6" by 3.25". Need 2 straps of that. 2 more fabric for the ring holder. You're going to need 2 more fabric as well for the pocket holder. Need 6 strips of I was gonna look, guys, before you even spray this, the 2 base, okay, you are going to be scoring 4", then at 5". And let me go ahead and just pull this out so I can show you guys. And you're gonna do that to both of these. You're gonna do that too. After you finish, we're gonna be corner punching this, okay? You should have 2 of these that we corner punch, okay? Both of these should look like that, okay? And then afterwards, now we're gonna spray these onto our fabric. Spray the fabric on the opposite side. I'm explaining this for the new subscribers, but the ones that have been following me knows exactly what we need to do. So we're gonna spray it on the opposite side, and we're gonna spray it, and then we're gonna put everything down, and then we come back to the next step. Okay, guys, once you finish spraying it, it should now look like this, and we're gonna be folding these corners. I put a link to one of my videos in the description box below, so you can see step by step how I did all this. So what we're gonna do is fold the corners, guys, every corners, and then we get to the next step. Okay, guys, once you're finished spraying your fabric, you should have everything lay out like this, okay? So now let's go ahead and get to the next step, guys. The inner base, which just goes on the inside, and we're gonna be laying our pieces on top of that, guys, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Let me show you how to do all that stuff. I should have ironed that a little better, guys. Make sure you iron your fabric pretty good. And those lines right here, the scoring lines that we did, I'm just gonna fold the first line over like that, guys, and do the same thing for the second. This is just actually putting a gap in between the lines. That way I know not to go over that section. And you're gonna do the same thing for this one too. Just the first 2 lines that we score in there, guys. had to go over that because that's the areas that we're going to be folding over, okay? And so we're going to be stopping right there and right there, right here and right here. First thing we're going to do is we go ahead and put our necklace holder, everything that needs to be on this section here, which is this right here. We're going to go ahead and make this section right here first. We're going to be sewing all of these, guys, every one of these together. Let's go ahead, and our earring holder going to be 1.5 inch by 6 inch. These two you're going to put together. We're going to be sewing all the way around it like that, guys, okay? And then these pieces, which is the necklace holder, which holds the necklace, we're going to be putting those together, all 6 strips, one on top of the other. And it's going to be, so now you should have 3 strips of the necklace holders now, okay? And we're going to be sewing all the way around that, guys, okay? And then the same thing with the ring holders. We're going to put those two together as well. We'll put those two together, and we're going to be sewing all the way around, okay? So we're going to be sewing those with the pockets. You're not going to sew these right now because we're going to have to be sewing this on top of here. So we're going to wait on the pockets for right now. So put that aside and put your base aside, and then we're going to just exactly what I said, just sew around all these, and then I'll come back to my next step. All right, guys, sewn all the way around, guys. Okay, should look like that, as well as the ring holder should be sewn all the way around, and the 3 necklace holder as well. So let's go ahead and put these, let's get our base inside, and we're going to be putting these in place. So the first thing we're going to do is place our necklace holder. We're going to be placing these at the top here. So we're going to have to measure these. So from the outside, we're going to measure about 3/4 of an inch in. So it's going to be like right there. Okay. And then the top part, we're going to measure 3/4 of an inch as well. Right there. And then right here. Okay. And that's where we're going to be putting our first necklace holder. Is going to be right there, guys. Okay, where we mark that spot right there. And then we're going to be doing the same thing. And then all we're going to do is just kind of, the first one helps to kind of guide you for the second and third one. Then we're going to put one right here, because we're going to stay away from this line right here, okay? Because this is the line that we're going to be folding over, and we don't want to get too close to that. So all 3 of them is going to go right there, guys, like that. Okay, and that's what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to position them in. And before we even position this in, we're going to go ahead and Velcro these. Let's get our Velcro, and just make sure 3/4 of an inch at the top and 3/4 inch at the corner here. And then stay away from this line here where you have to fold and go on top of it, guys. We're going to be putting Velcro here and Velcro there, okay? Because that's how we're going to be opening it and closing it up, okay? That's how it's going to do. So it's going to be Velcro right here and Velcro right here. So just cut a small piece about this size that I'm showing you, and then sew all the way around it, guys, on both ends. That's what we're going to be doing for these 3. So let's go ahead and put our Velcro on there. All right, guys, you should have your 3 Velcro sewed in. It should now look like that. So once again, measure 3/4 of an inch from the end, and then another 3/4. So we're going to be laying it down like that. One right there, one right there, and then one right there. And we leave a little gap in between, so we can be able to fold that. We're going to be sewing down right here from the top. Just go ahead and sew right here, and sew this down right here, and then sew that down right there too as well, okay? And then we'll get to the next step after that. So before I sew this down, guys, what helps me, I'm going to put some tape on there to just keep it in place. So you should have it all sewn into place like that, okay? And so it should now look like that, okay? You can fold it up Okay, let's go ahead and get to the next step. The next step, we're gonna go ahead and get our elastic band. Now, if you don't have elastic band, guys, you can always use a ribbon. So we're gonna be putting it right underneath here, and it's gonna be measured about 3 inches from the top. Measured from here, starting from the top of here, all the way down and go 3 inches. The elastic band measures about 3.5 inches by 3/4 of an inch, and then go ahead and sew right here and right here, okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be doing our pockets afterwards. You should have the elastic band in place, okay? That should be sewed in place and sewed down, okay? And that's how it should look, guys. All right, after that, we're gonna be doing our pockets. The pockets, you know, when I think about it, guys, you really don't need 2 strips of these. You just probably need 1. If any of you having trouble sewing this around because the fabric was too thick, you can always do 1 piece, guys, because once again, you're not going to be seeing in the inside of this. It's going to be on the outside, and it's probably easier to just sew around on this than putting 2 of them together. It's causing that kind of issue with your sewing machine, guys. Just go ahead and do 1 piece, and then you know, that way it's be easier for your sewing machine to sew over this. I'm just going to use 1 this time too as well. This one I did use 2, but I just realized it's not necessary for 2 of them. You can just do 1. Put the pocket in place, and so we have to make sure it lines up, guys, at the tip of the end, to make sure the bottom lines up as well. And then you're going to be sewing right down here, this strip right here, just this strip. That's it. All right, guys, this should be sewn in place now, the pocket foot to hold the necklaces in. So let's go ahead and get to our next step, which will be our earring holder. All right, this will be right here, this right here. All right, let's go ahead and set that in place. First, we're going to be putting our holes in place. You're going to need a strip of cardstock paper that measure 1.5 inch by 5.5 inch, okay? And what I did to make sure I get all the lines, the holes in the right spot, all evened out, I went and score it about 1/2 inch all the way through. 1/2 inch right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, there, all the way to the end of this of the paper, okay? Once you're finished with that, guys, we are going to put in the holes in there. So what I did was I measured out, and I put from the first strip, the first top scoring line, we're gonna put about 3/4 of an inch, and then another 3/4 of an inch in, okay? So it should like kind of look like this, where you can line it up and it can sit right there like these 2 here. So in you're going to be putting a hole right here. You're going to be placing a hole right there and a hole right there. Scoring line, guys, okay? The second scoring line you're going to skip, okay? We're not going to touch that. But the third one, we're going to do the same exact thing, and we're going to put a hole right here and a hole right here. And then you're going to skip the 4th scoring line. You're going to skip, and then you're going to go to the 5th scoring line, and then you're going to do the same thing and repeat that thing. You're going to skip the other line, and then you're going to go down all the way and do the same thing, and then skip that line and then go all the way down to not the last one, but the second last one, because we're not going to put anything on the last one, because that's where our button's going to go. So I hope you understand that. And then you're going to definitely need a tool to put those holes in. And I have this one here I purchased. I think I purchased on Amazon. I can't remember. You can get it on Amazon. Also use an owl. Just use an owl if you have to, and put those holes in there, guys, as well as in here too. But I'm using this specific tool, so I'll put the link of every one of my materials in the description box below. So that's what I use. Once you finish getting your lines in there and everything, guys, all you do is line it up on top of this. Make sure it's in the center, okay? Make sure it's right in the center, right here. And I place it right in the center there, and then I mark each and every one of these holes in there. And so there's mine. It's kind of hard to see in this fabric, but I could see it. You guys probably can't, but I can. and right there, and those are the spots that I'm gonna be putting my holes in, okay? And that's what you want to do for that. So let's go ahead and put our holes in there. Okay, and do the same for all the rest of the holes. Just put the holes in there. Okay guys, I finished putting the holes in there. I know it's probably kind of hard to see the holes, but it's there. Let me turn it over. And so once you set that in place, we are going to attaching this onto the inside. I can put that in place there, and then 3/4 of an inch at the top here as well. Okay. And once you get that in place, just go ahead and sew at the top there, okay? Okay guys, now you should, let me take this off. Now you should have it set in place. It should be sewn down, just the top part. And then we're gonna be doing the same thing for our ring holders too as well. So we can be placing it here, 3/4 of an inch from the edge, and then 3/4 of an inch from the top. The top part, you're gonna be sewing that down. We get to the next step after that. Now you should have that set in place, y'all. Now the ring holder should set in place. Now you should have this sewn down, okay? So now the next step is we're gonna be putting our snap buttons in there. If you don't have the snap button tool, it's okay, just Velcro these guys. Velcro will do just fine. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the buttons in the top here, because it's gonna guide us to know where we need to put the bottom buttons at too. So let's go ahead and center this. Get your owl. Then we're gonna be putting it right here. So this is where I put the button for this one here. And you're gonna do the same thing for both of these guys. Okay guys, now that we have both of the top buttons in there, let's go ahead and place our bottom buttons as well. What you gotta do is press down on these two buttons exactly where the other buttons needs to go. Just put some pressure on there and press down on it, and it should be able to mark the inside of that. All right guys, everything should be in place now. The buttons should be in place, both sides on the earring holder as well as the base, okay? And it should now be set in place. You should be able to lock it in place. Perfect. So the next step that we're gonna be needing a strip of fabric, and it's gonna be measured 19 inch by 2 inch. Okay, this is gonna be the strap closer. This is gonna be for this. So let's go ahead and make this. So what we're gonna do is we are going to fold this in half like this, guys. All right, and then we're gonna iron this out. Go ahead and open it up. You're gonna be folding it down like that, and then you'd iron this piece right here all the way down, and then you're gonna do the same thing for this side here, and then you're gonna iron it all the way down as well, all the way down, all the way straight down. Just stay on that middle line, and once you're finished with that, you're gonna fold it over, and then you're gonna iron it one more time, okay? All the way down, guys. It's gonna look like that, and then we're gonna be sewing all the way down. You're gonna go all the way down here. You're gonna sew all the way down, and then all the way down here as well, okay? Should be sewn all the way on both sides, like that, okay? So next step we're gonna do is we're gonna be putting our charm at the end. Now you don't have to put anything at the end there, guys. You can just leave it like that. So we're gonna be putting our charm, and you're gonna need these right here. I'm gonna put everything, materials, everything link in the bottom of the description box below. Together, guys, and for this you're gonna have to put the little ring inside of the fabric, and then you're gonna be folding. Make sure it's on the right side. Yeah, that's the right side. And you're gonna be folding this end here in like that, and then we're gonna sew all the way down here. Okay guys? Okay guys, so now you should have your strap, and I sewed that on there just to lock that in there. Okay, and so let's go ahead and set up our outside base, our cover, which is this. We're going to be putting it on top of there. You're going to center it in the middle. Make sure it's centered in the middle, guys. And then glue that down, stick, or you can tape it down, guys. Finish putting that in there, guys. We're going to sew all the way around. Okay? And then we're finished. All right, my YouTubers, should be the last of it, guys. That's it. So now everything is set in place, and then I just go ahead and put on the little charm at the end there. But yeah, that's it, guys. So you have your ring holders, and guys, if you have a problem with putting the rings them in there, because I know sometimes because it's not round, it's not puffy where you can easily slide it in there. See how you can still fit in there, but it's a little tight. So just squeeze the corners, guys, because this is paper. You can bend it, and it's okay to bend it. It's not going to do anything to it, but just shape it into the ring, and then it can easily slide in there, guys. That's just a tip. I noticed that when I did mines, and so that's how it's going to fit in there. Okay, and you got your earrings and your necklace holder, and as well your pockets. And yeah, that's it, guys. And it should now look like that. You should have two of them now. Isn't it beautiful, guys? I'm loving this, so I'm gonna enjoy this very much, and I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. And guys, also when you close it up, this one you can leave it like that, if it can be square like that if you want. But if you don't want it like that, guys, and you want it like, you know, a little more rounder, a little more, this is more round, you can go ahead and inside of there you can go ahead and fold these corners, like round it out. Scoring lines that we did, just go ahead and round it out. It makes it more rounder than it does leave it square. If you don't mind the square, that's fine, you can leave it like that too. But I'm going to round my corners out. It's a little bit more flatter. See, that looks a little more better. It feels more comfortable too. And then you just wrap that around, guys. And tuck that in there. And there you go. And there you have it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, it turned out so beautiful, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you all so much for watching Jody Jules World. And you will definitely see me in my next video. Okay? Bye, my YouTubers.